Hey, how's it going? My name's Alex Morales. I'm a senior at the University of Utah. My major is criminology, and this is for the Writing 3012 class, Writing in Social Sciences. I'm here to discuss my rhetorical analysis of my academic discipline, which is criminology. In this piece, we were asked to utilize three articles from three different scholarly sources. Mine being the Journal of Quantitative Criminology, the Journal of Criminal Law and Criminology, and Psychology, Crime and Law. We were tasked with utilizing three different articles um, to analyze the rhetoric used and get a better understanding of how individuals in our discipline communicate in academic writing and what their purposes and intentions are when doing so. Um, to introduce criminology, criminology is a research-based subsect of sociology. It's focused specifically on the criminal justice system and its impacts on societies and communities. Those can be cities, countries, and even globally. Um, so, as far as organization of criminology writing, typically there is a framework that is followed across the board, utilizing an APA-esque format. In some cases, there's a table of contents at the beginning. Some cases there aren't. But all in all three pieces had bolded subheaders similar to my piece, um, which are able to be easily utilized when trying to pull pieces of data when conducting analyses of literary pieces and or literary reviews. Um, Typically, they will start off with an introductory excerpt, which will provide a thesis statement. In some cases, uh, they will utilize models or and explain what research they're discussing, if any. Um, and this will set the tone for the rest of the article. Um, the next section is persuasive appeals. The first one being logos. Logos is the majority of appeal that is utilized in criminology writing. Logos is used when discussing quantitative research. The Highs article pertaining to the school to prison pipeline and the defund the police movement has an entire third of the article section for empirical data, which is quantitative research, which is meant to be objective. It's meant to be informational and fact based. Um, as far as other appeals, ethos is a big one. Um, in the article by Goodley, which is discussing recidivism, and recidivism, it's a literary review of recidivism specifically. Um, it discusses the negative emotional and financial costs that are attributed to offenders and reoffenders, and it articulates why recidivism is important for society, or minimizing recidivism is important to society. Um, in this, in society, criminal justice is very ethos based. It's the entire discourse of right and wrong, morality, what is justice, and there is almost an implied ethos, even when um, the article is using logos. There's an implied ethos as discussed of the subject matter. Uh, this next discussion point is audience. I believe, from judging from the three articles that I utilized, writing in criminology is intentionally focused to be utilized by researchers within the professional field of criminology, whether that's criminologists or individuals working within the criminal justice system. The reason I say that is because the the writers often refer to very specific studies and will reference them but not provide context. That immediately tells me that there is an expectation of a knowledge from the audience, as well as the diction used is often sociology related, subgroups, in groups, out groups. Those are all utilized within the three pieces. And not give an explanation at all within the text, which tells me that they expect their audience to know. The purpose of writing within criminology, the intention of the author is to draw conclusions based upon the research data analyzed throughout the piece. These conclusions will always have their own section specified within the text, and it aims at often developing new policies or new techniques, specifically the literary review of recidivism rates. It was intended to create a one-stop shop, in a sense, for individuals within the correction system to look at and review the most recent research within that field. As far as conclusions go, authors will finalize their piece by determining how viable their hypothesis or thesis or predictions were, utilizing the data and observations that were found in their research. That has been 7 minutes, so I will leave you with the references page right here. My first reference was to Calderoni and his piece, which can be found there, as well as that second piece by Goodley and in Highs. Those three hyperlinks will be found in the description of this video if you want to follow to those articles and give them a look. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.